Evening guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to the tool room, Dan here. It has been a while. It's been a long while since I've done a video and I do apologize for that, guys. It's not going to be a trend I'm going to keep up. I am going to be doing a lot more videos now. The problem is I've just been so busy at work. When I've got home, I've just wanted to veg out, to be honest, and I've not got around to doing any new videos. But I'm a lot less busy now and I'm going to get back to doing them, and I'm going to try and do one a week again. So hopefully you'll forgive me for that, and we can get back to the way things were. And sorry if I haven't been replying to some of your comments as well. I'm going to get back onto that, and I will get around to replying to them all, guys, I promise you. Okay, so tonight's video, I have had a package, and on that it says Klein Tools. So very exciting times, very exciting. They've sent me this package. This is Super Odd and Klein, which are the same company. Have sent me a package, and they contacted me a while ago after watching one of my videos on their tools, and they basically said they wanted to have a chat with me. They got in contact with me via email and phone, and they asked me if they could send some products out for me to review. So I was like, yeah, you can. So they sent me a list of stuff, asked me to choose which ones I wanted. And I was like, yeah, I'll have this one, and 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 that. Okay, but in the end, I settled on two. They've sent me three products, so I'm quite pleased with that. So tonight I'm going to have a look at them and I'm going to unbox them. It's just going to be a quick overview. I haven't even opened them, guys. I've been sitting there looking at them and staring at them all day, but I've kept them till this evening to open them for you guys with you. Ooh, nearly gave away what one of them was there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to unbox these, do a quick overview of them, and then once I've used them for a little while, I'm going to do a proper review of them. Now, just a little sort of side note here. Klein are not paying me to do this review, okay? So they're not sponsoring me or anything to do it. They've sent me the tools and they've told me that I can be 100% honest, okay? They'd be interested in my feedback. So if I don't like it, I can say I don't like it. If I love it, I can say I love it. They're not forcing me to do, a plug for them, basically, okay? So I can say whatever I want. They've told me that I can be completely honest about it. So just so I'd let you know that. So you can all still trust the reviews, okay? And yeah, we're gonna have a look at these and see what they've sent me. So let me pause it and I'll get the first item out and see what Klein Super Odd have sent me. Bear with me. So the first thing they've sent me is this little fella. This is the new Klein's Electricians pocket knife. How cool does that look? You see, I've not even opened it, I've not looked at it, so this is as new to me as it is to you guys. And I like the look of this because it's all like matte black, so it looks pretty cool. So I'll just show you the packaging on this quickly. It's just packaged in this sort of plastic sort of, what would you call it? Plastic sort of bubble packaging with a cardboard backing on it. And yeah, looks pretty cool. So let's get it out of the packaging and have a closer look, shall we? So there we have it, guys. So it's this cool sort of matte black look about it, which I think is pretty cool. Even the blade's matte black as well. It's got that protective little cover over the end of that. So let's take that off because let's be honest, I'm going to lose that in about 20 minutes. And it's made in this sort of nice aluminium or aluminum, as the Americans say. It's made in this nice aluminium sort of body on it, which is quite cool. Sort of like a scaffold effect look there, which is pretty cool, I think. Looks sort of mean, doesn't it? It's the kind of thing you'd say, that's not a knife, that's a knife, So it's pretty cool, I like that. I like it's got this sort of embossed sort of Klein sign on there. It says Klein Tools established 1857. That's pretty cool. I like that that's embossed on there and engraved, and it's nice and shiny. But yeah, I just like the general sort of look of that. Yeah, it just looks stealth, doesn't it? It looks like something Bear Grylls would use. So yeah, I like that. Looks like you kind of pull this back here, and then you can fold the knife back in. Yeah, so it fits nicely in your pocket. It's got a nice sort of strong spring on the back here. As you can see there, you've got quite a bit of force to push that, and it slams down quite tight. And that's important because, it's not just going to fall out of your pocket, which is quite cool. That's not really what you want to have done, is it? When you've got a nice knife like that, you want to keep it safe. you know, you probably with a blade like that in it, if you're walking around the building site, that's absolutely fine. If you're walking around the street with it on your lunch break, you probably want to put it back in your bag, because you know, you probably shouldn't be carrying a blade around like that around the streets. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. What I also like about it as well is that it's small, it's lightweight, and I like how easy it is to get out of it. Look at that, it just flicks out. So you kind of just press that little button there, and it just flicks out, almost like a flick knife, really. So it comes out really, really quickly. So it's nice and easy to use. And you just flick that back, and then fold it back up nicely. And then again, you've just got this little sort of trigger on here. It's not like a button or anything. You just go and just flicks out dead easy. So, you know, it's pretty quick, and you can't even really see how it does it. So yeah, it's cool, and I just love that stealth blade on it. Now it has got some other little features on here as well. Actually, there's the number on it there, 44228. If anyone's interested, but you'll see just on here it's got these 3 wire stripping parts on here as well. So it's not just a knife, it can be used for stripping back cable, but it can also be used for stripping the cable itself. Now what you do, you shut the knife when you do it, because you don't want that blade sticking out, because that blade is very, very sharp. Okay, so you put it in like that, and then you can do different gauges of cable in these holes and strip them out. And when I do the full review on this, I'll show you how that works. And if we just grab this, we can see that it does. So it does 14 to 10 AWG gauge and 16 to 12 AWG gauge of the stranded. So solid 14 to 10 and stranded 16 to 12 AWG. So that's sort of like an American gauge on that, but it will strip British cables as well. I've seen someone do a review on this before, and it will do that. And also on top of that, it's got this cool little loop here, and that's for doing your sort of pigtails on your cables. So you can curl your cables over, so you get like a better fit when you put them into their junctions. So that's pretty cool. It's got a metal, it's all metal designed, it's all held together really nicely, and it's got a lanyard there, a clip for a lanyard there, so if you're working up high you can have it on you, and it's just nice and lightweight, but it feels really solid at the same time. So yeah, and I can tell, I can pretty much tell how quick that happens. It's really cool. It just flicks out. It's so I don't know. It's just really cool. I love it. It just looks really bad, doesn't it? With its black look at it. It's a very sharp blade, I can see, so it's great for stripping wires back, and it's great for, you know, if you want to use it for opening boxes and things like that, let's be honest, because that's what I'm probably going to use it for. I'm just going to use it as a sort of daily use knife. But I will try out all the functions on it, so then I can tell you guys how it works and what it does. So yeah, a really good, solid, lightweight feeling knife. So first impressions of that, yeah, it's really cool. I'm quite excited to use that, and I think I'm going to get some compliments on that. Like, you know, I just love the stealth matte black. It's really cool, you know. And I love how quick that flicks out. I love the way that, like, when I'm looking at the screen there's like a little delay, and you don't see anything, and like it's in, and then suddenly it's out, and you don't actually see what happens. I think that's really cool. So you know, you just go whoosh, out it comes. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to be the envy of sight with that. And I just love how solid that clip is here. So yeah, this is going to be a worthy replacement for my knife, because I did actually wreck my old knife putting a patio down in my garden, and I got all sand in it as well. So I'm really pleased to have been sent this. Klein Superrod asked me, could you just have a look at this knife, tell me what you think of it. So I will use this as much as I possibly can now, and I will endeavour to do a full review on this and how it works, how it cuts, how the functions all work. But yeah, first impressions, really cool knife, really well made, seems really solid. So yeah, cool. Crocodile Dundee would love it, I think. So I think it's really cool. So that's the knife. That's the first thing they sent me. Now let's get out the second thing they sent me. Bear with me, exciting things coming up. Now the next thing they sent me is this, the Klein NCVT6. So this is really cool. I've already got the NCVT2, although I'm not entirely sure where it is, and I've got the NCVT3, which is really cool. Obviously NCVT stands for non-contact voltage tester, and you'll see that with a lot of Klein serial numbers. Their numbers basically stand for something quite obvious. And so this basically is This is the 6. This is the biggest one. It does 12 to 1000 volts, as you can see, which is pretty cool. So it does low voltage and high voltage. And what it also has on it is a laser distance measurer as well. So that's really cool. And a digital display. So without further ado, let's get this thing open and have a look what it can do. So the knife just had its maiden voyage there, opening that, and yeah, that is ridiculously sharp. I'm gonna have to watch myself for that. Don't put that anywhere near the kids. That's gonna stay in my bag, nice and safe. That is, but yeah. So it's very, very sharp. As you just open that. Right. So this is the NCVT6. Okay. Now this is part of Klein's tough meter range. Okay. So it's drop tested, and you can see it's got the dust IP40 resistant on there. So the IP rating, the I stands for the dust resistance and the P stands for the water resistance. So we can see this is a 4 rated on dust and 0 rated on water. So if you get all dust and building rubbish into this, it's not going to affect it too much. But what you don't want to do is drop it into a bucket of water. Okay. So I don't think any voltage testers are particularly big fans of that. So as we can see, like we said, it's got a sensitivity range of 12 to 1000 volts. You can do your low voltage and your high voltage on this, which is pretty cool. And it's got your proper laser on it, so I will just show you this. It does say to take caution with this. Don't go shining this in anyone's eyes. This isn't something for joking around on the building site, where if you shine the laser at someone's eyes, it's a proper laser. It is going to hurt someone, okay? So there's a warning on that not to do that, okay? It's got some standard AAA batteries, which you keep in here. And in there you can undo that, and it's got a gasket seal inside there, so it's dead easy to change the batteries. You just unscrew this cap. There's a gasket seal to keep all dust and filth out of it if you're using it on the building site. And yeah, it's nice and easy to change the batteries and uses some standard AAAs. So your functions are on the front here. So first you've got your button to turn on your standard voltage tester. This is to change the settings on what you want it to do. And I'll show you some of that in a minute, and that's to actually take your laser measurements. So let's turn on the voltage tester first, and you can see you've got this really nice display on here. I really like that. And you've got your nice blue light on the front there, which shows that it's active. Now what this actually does is, if you get to a live cable, and I'll show you that in a second, just bear with me. Basically, the closer you get to a live cable, and for example, if I just pull this off here, this here should be live. You can see my terrible craft work there. Now you can see if I pull it reasonably close to it, it starts beeping. Let's just get around there quite slowly. If I move closer, it starts beeping quicker until I'm actually touching it and it's showing that live cable. And you can see there's a little graph there on the screen which shows how high or low the voltage is. So as you get closer to it, as there's more voltage, pick it up more, the graph goes up and down, which is pretty cool. So I like that. It's got a really nice clear display on it. That's really smart. I like that. And it also shows how much battery you've got left on it as well, which I think is really cool. So I like that. That's a nice little feature. You don't normally get them to show that. So that's a nice feature. Now if we just play with the settings here, what we can do here, this changes the settings up. So I think you go into your laser distance measurer, get that up. Now you can see there that that's saying that it's going to measure from the front of the distance measurer. But if you press that, sorry, the arrow there, sorry, says it's going to measure from the front of the distance measurer. Okay, so it shows that. And then if you press that, it changes that it's going to measure from the back of it. So it's going to measure from there instead of the front. So you can do lots of different things there, okay? So you can put this sort of like, if I wanted to measure from this table, I could do it like that, so it's flush. Or if I wasn't able to do that, I'd be able to do it from there and get it to measure from the back as well, to take that into account. So that's pretty cool. As you can see, it turns itself off automatically as well. Let's not twist the battery. So that just changes them. Now if I hold this down, just taking this out of the package. So if I do that, if I hold this down, I can change the units I want to change. So I can go feet, I can go 9/16 rather, feet, inches, sorry, and I can go meters. So being in the UK, I'll be using meters. And then if I want to measure, say, to my garage door, it's 2.269 meters from here to my garage door. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a reasonably accurate distance measure there. So I like that a lot, and I love that display. It's really cool. yeah, so I'm looking forward to using it. It's quite big, which is nice, so you're not going to lose it in your pocket. You know, if it falls on the floor, you're going to notice it falls out, and it again is, you know, it's drop tested as well, so you can drop it from a certain amount and it's not going to hurt it too much. So just some information on here. We can see that you can drop it from 2 meters. It takes AAA batteries, and we can see it's 12 to 1000 volts. And yeah, and it's got a Cat 4 rating up to 1000 volts there, so that's pretty cool. So it's all rated as it should be, and you can see the information it's got there if you want to have a little look at that. Okay, brilliant. So that's this then. That is the NCVT6 voltage tester, and again, this is just a basic overview of what it does, but I will be doing a full review on this and show you exactly how it works and what kind of things you can do with it as well. And it's really cool. What I love about these Kleins is that you can actually do the low voltage on them as well, which is really cool, because sometimes it can be confusing. That is really useful, because sometimes it can be confusing if you're getting just a bit of ghost voltage or something like that, or whether it is actually a bit of low voltage hanging around. So this will tell you that properly. So it's great, and you can set it from low voltage to high voltage on the settings, and I believe, I'm not sure, as I say, I've only just unpackaged it, I believe it may do a different colour for things like that. I don't know what it does if you hold this button down. That turns it off. Beep, oh, you can turn the beep off, that's cool. See, I saw another review that said you couldn't do that on this. So, beep, off, well, that's pretty cool. So you can do it quietly as well, look, so there you are. So let's beep off again. And how you do that. So yeah, how you do it then, if you just turn it on like that, just as standard, okay, then it's gonna beep away. But then if you hold it down, when you turn it on, if you hold the button down instead of do that, it says beep off, and you can see it's just flashing red with no beep. So that's brilliant. So if you're working in like an office environment or something, then you can just turn your beep off, and then it goes back to the default then when you turn it back on, and your beep just comes back on then when you turn it back on. So that's really cool. It's got that mode on it, which I really loved about. I'm wondering if my NCVT3 does that as well now when I do that. So yeah, that's a really cool mode for it to have as well. So if you're working in a quiet office environment or something, doing some lights or something in there, then you can turn the beep off, so you're not going to get dirty looks across the office when you're doing it. So there we go. That is the Klein Tools NCVT6 non-contact voltage tester 6 with laser distance measurer. Really, really cool tool. Now, I am going to say, guys, I'm going to put all the links to buying these in the description at the end of the video. Okay, so if you want to look on to if you want to look on the CEF website, which are the main distributors, or if you want to go on the Super Rod website themselves for the UK, you'll be able to see all these products I'm going to show you tonight on their website. Okay, so last but not least then, let's get the final product out. And this is the product I picked. I've been after one of these for a while. This is the Klein MM700 Multimeter. Now I said about easy MM multimeter, okay, 700, it's not pronounced 700, it's the MM700 Multimeter, okay. So this is kind of like their sort of one of the sort of mid to top range multimeters, okay. In the UK, it's one of the higher ones available. So it starts off with the MM300, then the 400, it goes to the 600, it goes to then the 700, and then there's a MM2100A, which I'm not entirely, I don't know too much about that one, but those are the ones that are available on the CEF website as we speak. Okay, so this is the MM700, so it's got lots of features on it. It's got a true RMS. Now I'm going to leave it in the packaging for a second, because I think this is the easiest way. This is just going to be a quick overview, okay? You could easily spend an hour reviewing this thing. It's got lots and lots of features on it, okay? But we're going to get out of the packaging in a minute. But first, I just want to flick it over and show you some of the features on the back, okay? Let's just go through basically what some of these mean, okay? So firstly, it does AC and DC voltage up to 1000 volts, okay? It does AC DC current up to 10 amps. It does resistance, okay? It can do DC millivolts, it can do AC DC milliamps, it can do AC DC microamps, and it's got true RMS. What the heck is true RMS? See, people buy these, but they don't necessarily know what true RMS means. Well, it means true root means square. Now, it is actually quite complicated what that actually means, and I will go into that in its full review, okay? But what I'm basically going to say now is something really, really basic, okay? It just makes it more accurate, basically. The readings are more accurate with the average readings you can get, okay? And just to say quickly, if you're working mainly in residential, you're probably not going to need a true RMS meter. If you are working in, in sort of industry and things like that, then it's much more likely you're going to need it. But we'll go more into what true RMS means on the proper review, okay? But it's a good thing to have, and it's normally the more expensive multimeters that have them. Audible continuity, okay? So if you're looking for continuity, aka if there is continuity through a cable, if you've got a cable plugged into a panel and then plugged into a device, if there's no breakages on the cable, you will have continuity right down that cable, okay? And this is audible. So if it's got audible continuity, it'll beep. So if you're checking fuses and stuff, it's really useful for that. It'll beep for you. It's backlit, so you can see it in the dark. And it can do temperature sensors as well, okay? So it's got a probe in there to measure temperature as well. Low impedance, what does that mean? Okay, so if you've got two cables, and say you're getting 160 volts on one and 120 volts on the other, and you think, well, one of them is actually, that should be dead. Why am I getting voltage on that? It's likely it's going to be just a ghost voltage. If you put it into low impedance mode, it'll actually show you that it's a ghost voltage, okay? So if you put it into low impedance mode, the one that's actually got the ghost voltage, it will actually show that there's no voltage on it. So it can do that for you, okay? Auto ranging, what does that mean? Okay, so I wouldn't buy any multimeter that wasn't auto ranging unless you're using it for basic home use, okay? So auto ranging means you don't have to change it to the voltage you want. You get the basic multimeters and they'll say 200 volts, 600 volts, 400 volts. And if you measure it up to 600 volts, you flick it up to 600 volts and it'll pick up anything up to 600 volts in that range, okay? The problem is with a manual one, if you say get 610 volts, it won't pick it up and it'll tell you it's dead, and then you touch it and you get a shock. Not cool. This doesn't do that. This will work out what range it needs and it'll work it out for you, okay? You've got a hold button which will hold that in place for you, the range you want. So your decimal places, for example, you can put it into, if you want it to measure to 2 decimal places or 1 decimal places, you can hold that on there, and you can just put it into a range holder and it'll stay on that for you. You can choose what decimal places you want it to. It's got a data hold function, okay, so it'll hold your data, what you want. You can do diode tests, capacitance tests on it, frequency, duty cycles, max and minimum values. So you can put that into a mode where you can measure, if you want to know what the maximum voltage of something coming out and the minimum is, it'll measure that for you. And if you put it in that mode, you can flick through the settings and it'll tell you what the minimum you've read is and what the max is. A lead warning. Now, a lot of these, if you plug the wrong leads in, you can pop the fuses inside. This won't let you do that. It'll put a warning up saying lead, and it'll tell you for the setting you want, your leads are in the wrong place. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's got a bar graph at the bottom, which shows you it's just got a little visual aid to the voltage and things. Auto power off. I'm always leaving my tester on, so you're not going to wear the battery out because you can just turn the power off. It'll turn itself off. Okay, and it's got an LCD display count of 4,000. So that means basically that anything over 400 volts, for example, it's about the decimal places it'll show on it, okay? So it'll show, 2 decimal places or whatever at the end up to about 400 volts. Okay, so that's what that means. But we'll go into these in more detail when we actually do the full review of this, okay? But let's not bore you with that, okay? Let's get the thing open then and let's actually have a look what's inside. So this is what you get inside the package then. You get your meter, okay? Now this again is Klein's tough meter range. Now this one is rated to IP42. So I is your dust rating, P is your water rating. So you've got a dust rating of 4 and a water rating of 2, okay? So that's cool. It's a nice big chunky meter, feels really solid in the hand, so I like that. On the back here, you've got a nice solid thick plastic kickstand. And it's got sort of like a bit of a thick finish at the end there, quite rubberized, it feels. So if you put it on the desk there, it doesn't sort of move around too much and it sort of stays where you put it, which is quite nice. Lots of different functions, as you can see here. This is their tough meter range. Now these are designed to be used on sites, okay? This tough meter range, okay? These are designed to be used on building sites. It can fall from, you know, I think it's about 6.6 feet, something like that, and it's not going to damage it too much. That's about, well, it's about a 2 meter drop, and it's not going to damage it too much. So it is designed to be used on proper building sites and things like that, okay? So this is a good strong meter for things like that. You know, it's got this nice rubberized feel on it, so it makes it nice and grippy. And on here you can attach, as it says here, you can attach one of these lanyards with a magnet on the top of it, so you can stick it to things if you want it, and it'll just sort of stay, you know, wherever you put it, I suppose. So that's that. Now you get a really nice carry case of it, nice quality carry case. These are an optional extra on some of them. You get it free with this one. And inside here you get your probes, which your leads for it, which are quite nice. They've got Klein tools written on them and embossed, and they feel like a nice quality. You've got your protective covers on here, which are removable, but don't remove them because they're there for a reason, okay? And you've got your plug-in leads there. Nice little touch. They actually give you the crocodile or alligator, whatever you want to call them. If you're from Florida, perhaps they're alligator grips, whatever you have in your country. In England, we have neither alligator or crocodile. So I guess we could call them dog clips, I guess. But yeah, crocodile, alligator clips, whatever you want to call them, you get them, they plug straight in, so they're really useful. Not everyone gives you them, the plug straight into there. And when I'm measuring, for example, you know, if I'm measuring quiescent voltage or something, I have to keep swapping them around so I can fit them onto batteries, which is annoying. So no longer will I have to do that. You got your batteries, you got your instruction manual with quite detailed instructions on how to use it. And you've got your K-type clip here, which plugs into here. And this, if you plug this into it, you've got your little temperature probe here, which will measure temperature for you as well, which is a nice little feature on this. So that is pretty cool, and a nice quality case to keep it all in, so it doesn't stab your tool bag, which is annoying because these prongs are little devils for going through the material on your tool bag. Okay, so that's everything there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause the video a sec. I'm going to put the batteries in things, and I'm going to turn it on, and we're going to see what it does. Right, so I've undone the back of that now. Just to show you the inside there, this pulls out here. And inside here you've got some fuses, which is cool. It's good to have fuses because it means it blows the fuses. It doesn't blow your multimeter up if you should happen to do something wrong. And like I said, you've got the lead function as well, which tells you if you've got the wrong leads in the wrong things. Okay, so we'll just stick the batteries in. There you go, batteries in. Oh, notice. And then you've got a really quite thick plastic battery housing on here, which is nice. It's nice and strong. And again, forgive me, I'm trying to do this one-handed. But that clips onto the back there, goes in nicely. I'm not sure I've got that clip quite right. Bear with me. Yes, there you go. So that clips into the back there. Kickstand folds down, and you've got a nice little screw there to hold it in. So one screw for the battery. So we will do that up. Isn't this exciting, watching me do up a screw? Nice and tight. There you go. And then, hopefully, we should switch on. So there we go. I'll just show you that. That's the display on it. Okay. So that's just your main voltage display here. Like I say, we're not going to be, you know, testing it full on today. And it looks like if you hold that down there, then you get a really cool blue backlit display. I like blue. You know what, I've got a Ford Transit van, and I've always liked the fact that my backlit display on it is blue. I don't know, there's just something calming about blue. I like it. So yeah, we've got a nice blue backlit display, which is a bit different to what you get on most things. And then you've got all your... See, that one there's an example of that. I want to measure 10 amps. It's complaining you've not got any leads in, so that's not really going to work, is it, mate? So it's got those different functions on it there. So if you go into any function where you're going to mess it up by not plugging your leads in properly or into the right places, it tells you you've got your leads in the wrong place. And then you've got a temperature. It's saying, look, you've not got your lead in. It's not going to work. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I like that. Feels really nice and strong. It's got all your different connectors in the bottom there for different things, and it gives you some instructions on where to put them. And of course, you get your instruction manual as well. You can select your different ranges and things like that. So you got your hold button, there's your max minimum voltage button I was telling you about before. And I'm not going to lie, I don't know what all these buttons do, but by the next time, I assure you, I will know what all these buttons do. And we'll do a full review on this. So this feels really nice. Let's just plug the leads in, shall we, here. It's got one of these twisty round holders on the leads here. I'm sure you don't want to see me undoing this. You got a nice, here you go, you got a nice quality set of leads there. So you just plug in like so into here. It helps if I took the caps off the edge, I should think. It's good to keep hold of these dust caps, to be fair, because it stops all dust and muck going into your actual leads. But let's be honest, none of us ever do, because we just we just lose them, don't we, to be honest. So I tend to just keep them in the bag and just not put them anywhere else. Again, everything's really difficult when you're trying to use one hand. So there we go. So there's the leads. They plug in really nicely. And I'll just show you this again. If I go to 10 amps again, it's going to complain that the leads are in the wrong place, because the lead should be in there. Then obviously not in there, rather than your common. So that just shows you that complains it's in the wrong place. And you just got your standard voltage there for testing things, which is quite nice. It's nice and clear when you look at it. The angle of it sometimes on the camera makes it look like it's running out of batteries. It's actually not. It's nice and clear when you're looking in real life. So there we go. There's the multimeter then. So we'll test all the functions when we come to do the full review. What I like about it, it's got a nice big screen on it, so that's nice and easy to use. So you know, it's nice to have a nice big display on your multimeter, nice big thick letters, so it's good angles of view. It's not showing up too well on the camera, but that's probably more to do with the quality of my camera. It's got nice angles of view on the actual multimeter when you look at it. So yeah, that is the Klein MM700 Multimeter. And again, I will put the link to this where you can get this below. Now, another little tip here for you as well. There's some really good Klein reviews on the residual current channel and his new loadout channel, which is his newer channel, which is dedicated to doing tool reviews for electricians. And there's a lot of Klein products on there which are really cool, which he reviews. He's done a lot more than me. And check out his channel, because it's a really good channel, and subscribe to that, and you can get some really good reviews of things. If you do want to buy, oh, I just fell over my toolbox. Dear me, that's a good way to end the video, isn't it? Right, if you do want to buy any of these tools, then again, I'll put the links in the description below where you can get these tools, okay? CEF are the main distributors. I'll also put the link to the Super Rod website as well, so you can look at them as well. Big thank you to Super Rod Klein for sending me these tools. I really appreciate it. You know what, I said I wouldn't be greedy and click on all the tools, but they've been that nice to me. I think they actually would have sent me all of them if I'd asked them. But these are really great, and I'm going to cherish these, and I'm going to really use them, put them through the run in the mill, and we'll see how they do and do a full review on them. So great 3 products here. So we've got the Electricians knife in its stealth black jungle look, which is cool. We've got the NCVT6 distance measurer and voltage stick, and we've got the Klein MM700 digital multimeter, all 2 of which are in the tough meter range as well. These are Klein's tools which are designed for using on site, so they're really cool, and they just give you that little bit of extra protection when you drop things, as I do regularly on site, and it stops things breaking really. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I say, I'll be doing a full review on all these products once I've used them. I don't want to be doing them when I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to claim to know every single function on this, but I will look into it, and I will know next time. And I'll work out how these all work and how the best way to work them all is, and all the functions they have. As you see, I accidentally discovered a function I just know. There's a silent mode, because I watched a review on this before I did this video, and they said it didn't have a silent mode. Lies! Filthy lies! It has a silent mode. Okay? So, I hope no one didn't buy it because of that review, because they wanted a nice silent mode on it. It does have a silent mode. So there we are. Right, guys, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much to everyone who's liked and subscribed so far. You know, I really enjoy your comments. I'm sorry, like I say, I haven't been replying to them that much. I really have been really busy. I know that sounds like a lame excuse, but I really have. But like I say, I'm less busy now, and I'm going to be doing a lot more reviews now. Hopefully 1 a week again. And yeah, please leave me comments. Please talk about these things with me. I really love talking about them. And like I say, you know, when you get things like this from tool manufacturers, they want comments on it. They want to know what people think of their products. This is how they improve things. And they, you know, they watch things like this, and they do take into account people's reviews and reactions on things and people's experiences with it. So please write in the comments and let me know what you think of these things if you've had experience with them already. And guys, I will catch you on the next video. I will bid you adieu. Have a really good evening and a really good rest of your weekend. And I will catch you on the next video, guys. Take care. Night, night.